You can't blink an eye without learning something about Gen Z. Just in the past week, a UCLA study says Gen Z finds Trump and Musk inspiring. 83% of Gen Z say employers are responsible for their mental health. Data shows that Gen Z, as do millennials, prefer alternative investments, such as gold, to build wealth. That last point is why I'm excited that Preserve Gold is sponsoring tonight's episode. You'll learn much more about buying gold at the end of this episode. But now, let's dive into why Gen Z is now Generation Doom. Tonight on Dr. Phil Primetime, an entire age group in crisis. What's got you so negative?
It's scary to think about the future.
The amount of time that I work, it seems to just be enough to stay afloat.
Your approach is anger and frustration as opposed to working harder.
It's a lot easier to get all doomed and sad about everything.
Is anybody in Gen Z gonna make it?
It's just out of our control.
Oh, it's never out of your control. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, tonight we are diving into a generational crisis. Gen Z, who are currently 12 to 27 years old, have been branded with a chilling moniker, Generation Doom. But what's behind this stark label? What's leaving our youth drowning in a sea of despair? The numbers are really shocking. 42% of Gen Z report constant sadness. 91% are stressed to what they call a breaking point. Over half battle with clinical depression, with suicide being the second leading cause of death for this group. We've got an entire generation questioning not just their futures, but the very existence of the American dream. They're asking, what's the point? What's the point of even trying when faced with the grim reality of crushing debt, unaffordable housing, and unstable jobs? Add in the constant stream of social media negativity, and you've got a perfect storm of despair. But is there a glimmer of hope hidden beneath the gloom? That's what we're here to uncover. Now, our first guest, Nick, has 2 jobs, but says he still has to live in a camper to just survive.
I make over 3 times the federal minimum wage, and I cannot afford to live.
Earlier this year, I had to move out of my mom's house, and I saw the state of the country, and it was a frightening thing to see. Rent is more than my monthly income. The prices of apartments were driving me crazy, so I pulled my phone out and recorded a video about how angry I was.
Another 60 billion to a country nobody can point out on a map.
I posted it on TikTok, and it's at like 3 million likes now, but people in the comment section were just calling me all sorts of names, saying that I don't want to work.
I do not want to hear the pull yourself up from your bootstraps, work 90 hours a week. That's not the goal, guys!
American dream is dead because no matter how hard I work, it seems to get me nowhere. I will never be able to buy a house in my lifetime. They're being bought up by all the big companies, and they're 10 times my salary with a predatory loan. In 10 years, I'll be alone somewhere hidden under a rock.
You're pretty passionate about this.
Yeah, something I deal with every day. It's much easier to, give up, and it frustrates me how hard I try, and it seems to get me nowhere. And I even recorded the video at work, so it's kind of a, situation when all the comments are telling me that I can just work harder while, I was literally at work while recording.
Yeah, so you're at work complaining.
It sounds bad. I was on a 15-minute break, I recorded it in one take. I was not on my phone at work.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that for your employer in case they're watching.
Yeah.
What's got you so negative?
It's mainly getting ahead. The amount of time that I work, it seems to just be enough to stay afloat, to, walk on this thin ice. And the money that I'm able to save, God forbid anything goes wrong, a tire issue, car issue, medical, it's all gone. And yeah, it's really just the trying to stay up.
And why do you think your approach to this is anger and frustration as opposed to depression or working harder? I mean, there's a lot of different options you could take.
It's a lot easier to, get all doomed and sad about everything, but when that kind of gets nothing done and it only hurts yourself. But like in my video, I was enraged and I wanted to start a conversation about it. And a lot of people resonated with the passion, and the language could have been a little bit better, but I saw many people agree.
I thought it was pretty there's a lot of legitimacy to what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
You take somebody your age, a generation ago,
Mm-hmm.
they did anywhere from 10 to 25% better financially than what you're doing right now. And that's your point, right?
Yeah, it's in even bringing that up, people try to invalidate you and bring up little nuances in the argument and say, well, it was just as hard for us. But statistically, it is not getting any easier.
Well, I don't know what they're talking about. You do have a steeper hill to climb right now.
100%.
And on the other hand, there are a lot of opportunities available that maybe weren't available to those people back then, because things are expanding at a really rapid rate. There are jobs that are going to be available in the next year, 2 years, 3 years that we don't even know about right now. Things are changing technologically. Do you have any hope that there are things that you may not even know about that are coming up?
It's kind of my only source of hope. I never say no to anything. And I'm constantly on the lookout for things that can help.
When they tell you that it was just as bad then, I mean, let's look at some comparisons between what's going on. Today's 40-year-olds own 25% less wealth than other generations at the same age. Millennials, 28 to 43, are 22.4% behind Generation X, the generation ahead of them, in wealth accumulated. Home ownership rates for under 35 went from 44% in 60 to 34% in 2017. So it's down 10% for a generation. And 49% of Gen Z homeowners relied on family to help with the down payment. So it wasn't as hard a generation ago.
It's a lot of good evidence there, a lot of credibility.
Yeah, it is. We do our homework. Now, on the other hand, you're 20.
Yeah.
And your life expectancy, just roughly speaking, is probably 80.
I hope.
Yeah. 60 years is a long time to be pissed off.
Yeah, and it may get better over time. It's not like I'm sitting around smoking weed, doing nothing all
No, you're not. You're working, but if you're kind of prickly and angry and all, you may not have a lot of opportunities dropping in your lap.
Yeah, I mean, it's just how I felt at the moment, and it was kind of an accumulation of things. I wouldn't say breaking point, but I definitely...
Well, you'd be in the majority, because 91% of people in your generation say stress has them at the breaking
It's
point
horrible.
because they don't know where to turn. Well, we're going to keep talking here. We're going to add a young man who says he's just in survival mode. How do I make it to the next day? We're going to meet him after the break. We'll be right back. Are you guys expecting to go too far, too fast, too soon, as opposed to just trying to get up on your feet when you're 21?
To be completely honest, I don't even get to think about the future.
Oh, you can't afford to live? That's your fault, and you are to blame, is what I've been hearing consistently. I'm so sick and tired of the general consensus that the average Joe is to blame for the reason that they can't survive, that you are the problem. Nobody else is to blame for your life issues. You. It's simply your fault because you got that mocha latte. You deserve to starve.
Well, Nick is not alone in feeling angry and hopeless. 21-year-old Sean says he gets so overwhelmed by doom that most days when he leaves work, he finds himself dissociating in the parking lot and has to literally slap himself back to reality.
I want to tell myself that there was hope for the future. Everyone around me all my life told me that the best years of my life were supposed to be now, but it doesn't feel like I'm living. It feels like I'm just going to work, to keep making by, to keep going to work, like Groundhog Day. Today, most people's lives likely look like this. Work till you're 75, have nothing of your own, make your boss richer, and then get sick and die. I literally can't afford to do anything else except go to work and stay home. I was giving my time to a company, my life, only to be able to afford groceries and rent. What used to be considered a problem, workaholics, is now just the standard. And if you're not doing it, you're lazy. Why are we removing so much value from time?
Well, Sean, I'm glad you're here. You say you're in survival mode day to day. What's that mean?
It feels like we've given all of our time now to simply work, to be able to afford to go back to work the next day. There's no more time left for us to just live and spend time with family.
What's it supposed to be like at 21? Because your expectations are obviously violated. You're getting something different than what you expected.
You're completely right.
Thank you.
I agree. Of course, I was not expecting the billionaire lifestyle. But
What were you expecting? Have you ever asked
I was
yourself that question?
expecting to be able to save up, to work hard and see a result from my work where I see recognition from that, and to be able to save up a little bit to at least aspire to maybe own a home one day. Because that would be my goal. I want to have a family and a home one day. And that feels just as far-fetched as a concept right now and so distant. I can't even set aside any money. Right now, I'm living off of my savings because my income is lower than my car and rent. That's not considering insurance or food or anything else.
Listen, I legitimized your complaint, right? I said, you're right, it is tougher. But are you guys expecting to go too far, too fast, too soon, as opposed to just trying to get up on your feet when you're 21? Are you holding yourself to too high a standard?
To be completely honest, I'm stuck living in the present where just next week's paycheck is so important that it's not even about what expectations I have for the future. I don't even get to think about the future. Yeah.
So you can't afford to get a head cold right now.
I'm living right now.
Yeah, you're just minute to minute, paycheck to paycheck.
Yes.
Okay.
It's scary to think about the future.
All right. Next, we're going to meet a massage therapist who says she constantly asks herself, what's the point? So much so that she suffered a serious mental health crisis. We're going to add her to this conversation when we come back. Well, tonight we're talking about an entire age group in crisis, a peer group branded with the moniker Generation Doom. I'm talking about Generation Z. Brooklyn is part of that generation and says that she spends up to 12 hours a day on social media. What could possibly go wrong? She says doom scrolling and rage baiting can make it feel almost impossible to experience any kind of joy or any kind of optimism.
We are the generation that is waking up to the myth of the American dream. I think Gen Z is dubbed the nihilist generation because they feel that they have wasted their time and their money pursuing a degree that we were told to pursue, and it's amounting to nothing. I got my degree in political science and liberal arts. I am currently a licensed massage therapist, so I'm not using that degree. I'm currently going back to school because my BA doesn't mean out here. The American propaganda machine sell us this lie of like, work hard, go to school, get a job, buy a house, have a family, and it's all gonna work out. I've had a couple depressive seasons in life. I just screamed until I cried, where I'm just like, I'm working this job, I'm not making enough. If I wasn't with my partner, I'd probably be at home with my mom. It just manifested me retreating. And that creates a really unhappy place in your head. I feel like we're dealing with a lot of these mental health issues, and we don't have the money to afford a therapist. I feel like, what's the point of the 40-hour work week? What is the point of saving my money and budgeting if I don't have enough to save in the first place? And what's the point of having kids? I can't confidently look at even the little ones around me and say, yeah, we're leaving the world in a better place.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You need to define a couple of terms for some of us that might not know it, like doom scrolling and rage baiting.
Okay. I guess doom scrolling is the concept of literally scrolling for hours and hours and hours, and your algorithm picks up that maybe you've interacted with something negative that further feeds more negative things onto your feed, and it keeps you there. And rage baiting is posts that intentionally make you angry. And I think algorithms and probably tech firms love that, because you're gonna comment, you're gonna repost, you're gonna add your opinion, and you could be stuck there for hours.
Do you get caught in that?
I try not to. It'll come up every once in a while. I'll notice maybe 2 hours on the phone, and then I start to get a little headache. And
Yeah, how about you?
I don't have any of those apps.
Okay, good for you. Do you realize that you're programming your brain?
Well, I think that's a bit reductive
What about it is reductive?
to just think that, like, I'm programming myself.
No, you're allowing yourself to be programmed. You can flip that off. Look, I spent a lot of my professional career in the courtroom working with juries. And one thing I learned really fast is that people make decisions based on what they see and hear, not on what they don't see and hear. It won't mean squat. If they don't see it, if they don't hear it, it doesn't make an impression on them. If you're looking at something 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, and they're pounding on you, boom, 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 they're writing on the slate of who you are. And trust me, that algorithm looks and pays attention to what you're clicking on, what you're looking at, and what gets you upset. Because the more angry you are, the more emotional you are, the more you click. They say money, 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 money.
Exactly.
So you are paying them to get you upset.
And that's why I think it's a dance between big tech and the user. I don't think it's solely on the user.
Oh, that's the whole point. It's not on the user.
Yeah.
They're manipulating.
Yeah.
So you're making decisions based on what you see and hear, and what you see and hear is doom and gloom.
Yeah.
And then you start living to what you're programming. And if you change your internal dialogue, there could be opportunities passing you by every day that you don't see. Nothing great ever happened on a television screen, on a phone screen, on an iPad computer screen. It happens in the real world. And let me tell you, if our future depends on the intellect of young people like you, I feel a whole lot better. You guys are smart, but you gotta get in the game. And I'm not telling you pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I'm saying you gotta change your internal dialogue, open your filters, start looking for different things. Now, Brooklyn says Gen Z, they feel conned by meritocracy. Do Nick and Sean feel the same? We'll be right back.
I definitely doom scroll every day. My screen time is like 11 to 12 hours. Once you engage with one post, that's what your algorithm is gonna be. And I think it starts to shape how you actually feel in the real world. If like rage bait or doom scrolling or whatever is like the only content that you're consuming, it is hard to feel optimistic or joyful about anything.
What do you think about meritocracy?
Well, I just don't think it exists in the US society. I don't think the hardest workers actually reap the biggest reward. And I think your points were talking about that. Like you clock in even after work and you're not seeing the benefits. And then you have people that are just born into wealth. So there's obviously a cheat code there. So I think that there's plenty of proof in our society that meritocracy doesn't exist.
Yeah, I work in software where I program things where I know this company will keep using this product that I create for them for years to come, and it'll help them make much more money than I will be paid for. And once I'm done, it's thank you, goodbye. And then that's it. You don't get any license. Like if you're coming from an external perspective, working with a company, at least you'll be paid fairly. But as an employee, your only value is based off the time. You punch in, you punch out, and then that's it.
Yeah, what do you think?
The same thing that Sean just said about doing overtime and things like that. When you work at an hourly rate, if you go above and beyond and do extra work, it's recognized occasionally if you're lucky, but it just feels kind of, I don't want to say hopeless, but putting in that extra work doesn't reward you as much as they said it would. Doesn't matter, 15 years later, they'll fire you for sickness or something.
Well, you know what my generation said? They said, hey, you go in, you give it all, you work for 20 years, you work for 30 years, and at the end, they give you a gold watch and put you out to pasture. You know, so you didn't invent this story. Let me ask you this. Is anybody in Gen Z going to make it?
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. We got some good minds in Gen Z, you know. And
why not you?
I'm trying. I'm definitely.
Well, I think you always have anomalies with every generation, but I think.
Why aren't you an anomaly? Why don't you become an anomaly?
You got me fired up.
Well, I do think that I'm at this intersection of a lot of social locations, being a woman, being Black. Like, I think there's a lot of structural things that create barriers for some of us to become those anomalies. But I think that we should steer away from pointing to anomalies as like proof that, hey, you can make it, they did.
Do you have a personal truth?
Yeah, but I guess how I view myself and how I'm perceived in the world are two different things.
Well, I'm not asking about the world, I'm asking about you.
Yeah.
And the reason I think that's important is because I think we generate results in life we think we deserve. Whatever
Partially.
we believe about ourselves,
Partially.
if we think that we have barriers, if we think we have boundaries, if we think that we aren't going to get somewhere, we definitely won't. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't other obstacles to overcome, but if we approach those believing that they're going to contain us, believing they're going to hold us back, I guarantee you they will.
Structural barriers sometimes take precedent over individual will. And I think that history and disciplines like social work can be proof of that.
Yeah, sometimes it's just out of our control. Even when we want, the world puts barriers where we.
Oh, it's never out of your control. It may be an influence, but the only person you control is you.
Right.
You can talk about systemic racism. You can talk about all kinds of glass ceilings. You can talk about everything in the world. And trust me, you will not change all of that in your lifetime.
Right.
But what you control is you. Mm-hmm. And everybody has a different journey. Everybody has a different hill to climb. And every one of us is in business for ourselves. You are a company of one, and you are the CEO of Nick.
Amen.
And my question would be, how you doing? You are the CEO of Sean. How you doing? You are the CEO of Brooklyn. How are you doing? And if you're telling yourself, well, you know, I'm a female, and you know, I'm stuck in Texas. And,
well, it's not something I'm telling myself. There's measurable evidence that there are barriers for some of us. I don't think that it always has to hold you back.
That just means the hill you're climbing is steeper. It doesn't mean you don't have to climb it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm forced to, yeah.
Yeah, so why would you tell yourself, you know, the hill's too steep, I got to climb it. I'll spend 12 hours a day on social media telling me that I'm not going to make it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's funny that, like, your own personal, like, mind frame could be compared to something structural. Like, I don't think those can be compared, to be honest.
The only person you should ever compare yourself to is you.
Yeah.
You don't control anybody but you.
Right.
Let me tell you, everybody has something that they've got to deal with. I grew up poor. My father was an alcoholic, a violent alcoholic. I mean, there were times in high school that I lived on mustard and ketchup sandwiches if we could find bread.
Yeah.
I lived in an apartment with no utilities for a year because we couldn't afford the deposits.
Yeah.
I get it. different journey than you went
Yeah.
down, but trust me, it wasn't easy.
Different generation, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you can say, well, that didn't matter, you had it easier. There were times it didn't feel easy, but you know what? I had to decide what my currency was, what I had to offer that could distinguish me. I didn't have the clothes. I finally got a car, but it didn't have reverse. So you never park downhill.
Yeah.
Because you ain't backing up.
And I think that's an awesome story, and I think there's a lot of anomalies that have stories like that. I don't think we can make sweeping generalizations based off of an awesome success story.
You don't have to make a sweeping generalization. You have to decide, you are the CEO of Brooklyn. How are you doing? What is your plan? Are you doing things that you can answer some important questions? There are some questions that I want all three of you to be able to ask yourself, every single day. And I'm going to ask you these questions after the break. We'll be right back. Thomas Frey is the founder of the Da Vinci Institute, a think tank focused on future trends in tech innovation. Now, Thomas says the reality is the world is not stacked against Gen Z. In fact, it's never been easier for them to stand out amongst their peers, but not for the reasons you might think.
Humanity will change more in the next 20 years than in all human history. By 2030, the average person in the United States will have 4.5 packages a week delivered with flying drones. They will travel 40% of the time in a driverless car using a 3D printer to print hyper-individualized meals, and will spend most of their leisure time on an activity that hasn't been invented yet. Most people will have stopped taking pills in favor of a new device that causes the body to manufacture its own cures. Our ability to predict the future is an inexact science. The true value of a prediction is that it forces you to draw your own conclusions.
Thomas, thank you for being here.
Well, thanks for having me.
I'm the incurable optimist, I swear, which is probably frustrating to you three. I wonder if I believe in you more than you believe in you.
Okay. I'm down.
I'm serious. But you say it isn't doom and gloom for these guys.
I think there's great value in the struggle. I think we need to struggle in our life. If we don't have something pushing against us, then we get lazy. I think we have to push against something. Otherwise, we don't do anything in our lives. And so I think the screen time that we spend online right now has become an addiction, kind of like heroin or smoking cigarettes. People get trapped up in that, and it's too easy. But there's so many opportunities with Gen Z. There's more information out there right now than ever before in history. As an example, I did a search on unique, different ways to buy a house on AI. And that opened my eyes as to lots of opportunities that are out there. I think the young people today have the opportunity to really stand out because the bar is fairly low. And to actually stand up and say, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to be a winner in this crowd. I think that opportunity is out there more than ever right at the moment.
I mentioned earlier that there are jobs, opportunities, even hobbies that people are going to be doing 2, 3, 4 years from now that don't even exist today because things are changing so fast. Is that a fair statement?
In just a few years, we're going to have tons of jobs working with robots, working with flying drones, cell culture bioreactors. These new industries are coming out of the woodwork, and rather than getting frustrated with AI for taking your jobs, AI is going to be creating lots of new jobs. I think that's where the opportunities are in these emerging technologies. And over the next 20 years, the average person will be able to accomplish 20 times as much as somebody did like 10, 20 years ago. This gives us more capabilities than ever before in history.
Yeah, and there is a considerable body of research that says if we're optimistic, we're as much as 35 to 40% more intellectually efficient. it's like we got a brain boost when we're optimistic versus when we're not. So we recognize opportunities, we seize opportunities. That's why I said you guys are all in business for yourselves. I don't care where you're working and what you're doing. If you have an optimistic attitude, you're looking for something that you can turn into the next level, as he's describing, there are opportunities out there that are going to present themselves in the next few years, and you're saying, I'm going to get on the leading edge. I'm going to be looking like, what can this be? What can that be? We have people sign releases here for television, internet, and all forms of media, known and unknown. Because I'm saying, I don't know where all I may display this 5 or 10 years from now. It may be a form of media that I don't even know exists now, so I'm going to get it released in advance. So if I want to put it on a brain implant, I can put it on a brain implant because these things are coming. I don't know what they are, so I want to cover it now. And you have to think about that.
Let me tie into that.
Please.
We like to ask the question of what will the simple act of watching television be like in 2040? You're on television, so you should pay close attention to this.
I am. Notice which way I'm leaning.
Well, I can only take you through a series of questions, but will it still be an appliance in the front of the room? Will it be a projected image? Will it be a digital wallpaper? Will it be three-dimensional? Can we interact with it? Can we touch things and make purchases by touching things? Can we change the plot of the storyline? And I'm excited to actually step into that type of future because there's so many opportunities waiting right around the corner.
Yeah, and all of these things create opportunities that generations in the past had no access to whatsoever, but you got to position yourselves for it. I said there were 3 questions that you guys need to be asking yourself. Number 1, what can I do today to make sure when it's over, I feel good about who I was today? Number 2, is the decision I'm making right now moving me closer to my goals? And number 3, when I work a problem, how do I make sure I enjoy the process?
The 4th question would be, at what point will a robot comedian be funnier than a human comedian? Maybe not a good question.
Not as existential, but we'll be right back. I had a coach that used to tell me, you need to spend 5% of your time deciding whether you got a good deal or a bad deal, and 95% of your time deciding what you're going to do about it. And that really had an effect on me. And you're in a society where you're a woman, you're a Black woman. There are obstacles and barriers that you have to deal with that I don't have to deal with. There's no question about that. My question to you is, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, I think I do what I've been doing, what my ancestors have done before, and that's to keep going. I think the question is more like, how can we create a society that has true social safety nets for young kids like us? Like making it easier to get a job, making it easier to go to school. When wages are stagnant and prices are going up, it's mathematically impossible to live. So I feel like for Gen Z, like all we are doing is trying to figure out what we're gonna do next, which is why it's so hard to plan, it's so hard to save. You were talking about appliances in the future, and I'm like, who's gonna be able to afford that? Like, it's kind of difficult to get excited about these technological advances when AI is taking acres of lands and using like gallons of water. That's, accelerating climate change. So it's hard to get excited about these things and think about your life past survival when it seems like a lot of the struggles that you mentioned are manufactured, right? Raise the wages, right? Like address some of these larger issues instead of making it a personal responsibility, like this remixed bootstraps rhetoric.
And that would be a great thing for you to spend time working on as an activist.
Yeah.
But in your personal life, you want to set goals for you.
Yeah.
You need to decide, okay, like I had a philosophy when I went to school, which was from day one, minute one, I never intended to be on television, but I wanted to market my education in a non-traditional way. That was one of my philosophies, figure out what yours is. And the same thing for you guys. You got to figure, all right, he's made a statement to me that I'm in business for myself. I'm a CEO of one right now. What am I going to do to further my situation and my cause? And you can't do it if you're depressed or angry.
Well, for me, that's social media. So, like, I'm on YouTube,
Maybe
I'm on
is.
TikTok. You're allowed to monetize your content and get paid on there. So it's almost like this weird loop you were talking about where it's like, I'm stuck on the app, but it's also helping me make money.
There's a balance between the amount of content you consume and the amount you create to you.
Yeah, it's self-determination. And as you're pointing out, there are so many things that are going to open up. We've got to be open to what's opening up.
No, I completely agree that you have to be the CEO of yourself, and I think it's a super important point, but it is also undeniable that there are factors outside of our control. With the way things are, I'm such on the edge of a cliff of like literally becoming homeless that I have to hang on to what I have. And yes, I understand everything is perception is reality, but the way things are, everyone I talked to, like Friday, I met a police officer. I asked him what his job was like. How do I become the pilot, the plane I came on here? I asked him what it was like to be a pilot. How do I become a pilot? I'm open to all these different ideas, but like, how do I improve my situation when I feel like I'm stuck in a corner?
You need to keep asking, and you know what? Something's going to click.
I hope
Something's
so.
going to, and
I hope so. I'm making myself available all the time.
And it may not happen on the schedule you want it to happen, but you've got to keep going until you find something that clicks, something that works.
Yeah. I'm always putting myself out there to learn new things because I know it could help me get to somewhere. But the promotion I got at the end of that year did not compare to the amount that rent raised. My rent went from $550 to $1,300. That's more than double. I am not making $750 more per month. Like, there is no correlation between like the amount of efforts I'm putting, because I really want to. I want to work hard. I want to improve. I want to learn. I really feel stuck. I'm hoping that one day maybe I'll cross someone's path that they'll be generous to help me or to guide me, but not right now.
But those attitudes, I'm telling you, will pay off. The difference between winners and losers is winners do things losers don't want to do. You don't do it for a week. You don't do it for a month. You do it until. And you've got the right attitude. You just don't give it up. You stay with what you're doing. I hope this has been provocative for people thinking. We've got smart people here with willing attitudes leaning forward. You just got to keep leaning forward, keep putting hooks in the water, and it will pay off. We'll be right back. Hey, Dr. Phil here, continuing my conversation with Daniel Boston, the founder of Preserve Gold. Now, Daniel, anyone who watches Merit TV has seen me talk about Preserve Gold and why it's the only precious metal firm I recommend. But let's dive deeper. Now that Trump is in the White House, how does that impact gold, if at all?
I think he's got a really great head on his shoulders with some really intelligent solutions in mind. But these solutions are going to probably cause some pretty short-term pain.
There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that.
He wants to reduce the federal budget by $2 trillion. That's the goal that they've stated. That's painful. They're talking about reducing taxes as well. So you're reducing the amount of money that you're bringing in, but you're also reducing the amount of money that's going out. So that's going to trickle down. I think, everyday Americans are going to feel that.
Right. And since I've started talking about Preserve Gold a lot, I've had a lot of people come up to me about it. And it's interesting, the questions I'm getting tell me that they're getting ready to do this because they're asking fundamental questions like, okay, I put this money into gold and I want to take a trip next year. I can't take gold to the airport and put gold coins up on the counter to buy a ticket. Once I own the gold, how do I spend that wealth? How do I convert that back into a currency that I can use in the world? How do I go to the store? How do I buy a car? How do I take a trip? What's the answer to that question?
Yeah, one of the main reasons why our clients love working with us is because of our buyback policy. Whatever you buy from Preserve Gold, when it comes time for you to sell, we charge 0 fees. We do not participate in our clients' profits whatsoever. So if you know you're going to be taking a trip, you need some cash to do that, you just give us a call. You need $30,000 to go to Bora Bora, whatever it is. We will liquidate those metals for you at the current market value without fees.
Well, I'm so glad to have that answer because I really get asked that question a lot. And you don't need to be going to Bora Bora for 30 grand, I can tell you that. So if that's what you're thinking, don't be doing that. But if people are interested in investing with Preserve Gold, how do they get started? So you got somebody over here, they've got money in a retirement account, they've got money in a savings account, they got money in their mattress. How do they get started?
We work with people from all ranges, whether you've been doing this for a long time or this is your first time. We do a lot of hand-holding. We take pride in not allowing our investors to come into the precious metals market with their eyes closed. You can give us a call at our toll-free number, 877-444-0923. One of our precious metals experts will really take the time with you to really ascertain and understand what are your goals, both short-term, long-term. And then based on that, we can provide some recommendations. Look, at the end of the day, this may not be the right investment for you, or it may be the right choice for you, but we're here to provide the information so you can land in a place where you can make the most informed decision for yourself.
Tell them the number one more time.
877-444-0923. You can text Phil to 50505, or you can check out our website, www.preservegold.com.
No way you can miss it. Daniel, thank you so much.
Thanks, Phil.
You can pick up my book, We've Got Issues. Boy, do we have issues. How you can stand strong for America's soul and sanity everywhere books are sold. Tell all your friends, it's easy to find Merit TV. All you need to do is download our Merit app by going to Apple Store or Google Play. It's that simple. Thanks. We'll see you next time.